Hi guys, now that you're done learning about alternative energy, it is time to start your project. For your project, you're going to be creating a model that represents one type of alternative energy. I'm going to describe the project a little bit for you. Okay, so your first step would be to decide if you want to work in a group or by yourself. If you want to work in a group, you cannot have more than 3 people in your group. And you need to choose wisely with your group members. You don't want to have someone in your group that you're going to sit and argue with the whole time, or you're going to sit and talk and you're not going to get anything done. If you decide you want to work as a group, you need to come and talk to me and let me know who your group members are before you get started. Once you have your group, or by yourself, you need to decide which type of alternative energy you'd like to create a model for. So you need to go back and look at the lesson, look at the different types of alternative energy, and decide which ones interest you the most. Then you need to make a list of your top 2 choices. We don't want everyone doing the exact same type of alternative energy, so that's why I say list 2, and then we'll go through and we'll decide who exactly is going to do which one. Next step. Once you've got your assigned type of alternative energy, it's time to start coming up with ideas for your model. And I want you to be creative on this. Like, for example, if you end up with wind power, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to build a windmill. If you want to build, I don't know, a car that's powered by wind somehow, that works. If you want to build a clock that's powered by biomass, that works. Be creative. And for brainstorming, remember, it's get as many ideas out as you can. Once you've done that, then you need to go through and decide which idea you're going to actually make the model for. And if you're working as a group, you need to remember that you need to come to an agreement, which might mean you might have to vote. Once you've done that, it's time to start kind of drawing a diagram or a blueprint of what your model might look like. And it's okay if your end model doesn't end up being exactly the same, but you need to have something drawn. And then you need to start making a list of supplies you think you might need, so I know what we have and what things you might need to get on your own. And if you're working as a team, you need to come up with a to-do list so that we know what each person in that group is going to be responsible for, because we can't have someone just sitting there doing nothing. Step 4. Now you actually get to start making your model. Make sure that if you are building and you realize that your blueprint isn't quite going to work the way you thought it was, mark those changes on your blueprint. Just because you drew something doesn't mean that's the way it has to go, but if you make changes, do it on your blueprint also. And the most important thing with this building process is don't give up. If it doesn't work the first time, that doesn't mean it's not going to work. You just might have to try again or come up with another plan. Step 5 is your presentation. So this is after you've finished your model. You will have to get up and present your model to the class. Some things that you need to include. You need to tell us what type of alternative energy you were assigned. You need to tell us about your type of alternative energy, like for solar energy, what exactly is solar energy? How does it work? And you need to explain your model. You need to tell us what you made. You need to tell us how it uses alternative energy. And make sure that you're speaking clearly and loudly so we can hear you. And if you are in a group, each member does need to participate in the presentation. The last step is to write a reflection about your work. So this only needs to be about a paragraph long. It doesn't need to be a novel. And in your reflection, you're going to talk about what things went well, what things you would change if you could go back and redo it, what you learned, and you're going to also tell us why alternative energy is important. And this will also be in assigned to you on Google Classroom, so you can go back and look to it. Last thing before I forget, rubric. This is what you're getting graded on. So make sure you take a look at it. If you have questions about it, make sure you ask, and keep in mind that everyone is getting a grade if you're working as a group, and you might not get the same grades in a group. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Good luck!